What is up, guys? Welcome back to the $1 Million Challenge, where I start off with $1, try to get 1% profit every single day until we get to $1 million. I use sports betting, gambling, and investing to try to grow my bankroll to $1 million. I'm gonna hop into the tracking sheet. I track everything I do here. So if you're new, I recorded everything I do since the beginning of the challenge. But right now we're on day 508 of this challenge. We've run it for a very long time, and our total capital is sitting at $8,031 for the day here. This is back from June 6th, 2026. We had no sports bets for the day, and we had $7 in bonuses between all the different apps that I use. I use a bunch of different sports books, FanDuel, DraftKings, a bunch of other ones. We have crypto and a stock market portfolio invested in ETFs. So since the last episode, we only went down like $6, which is not a lot, mainly because crypto went down like $10. I have Bitcoin and XRP, and it's the weekend, so not much movement in the stock market since it's closed. I'm gonna try to do like 1 day playthrough today. I got stock up on some days to record because I'm going on vacation this week, so I gotta kind of front load some recordings. So I might just take 1 day of playthrough, but today's gonna be a crazy episode, okay? So I encourage you to watch the whole thing. It's gonna be kind of crazy. Before we hop into a lot of things here, I'm gonna try to be very aggressive today. We're trying to get a 1% profit goal. We've been trying to just like do a little bit safer strategies recently, like safer profit goals and everything. But today we're gonna be a little bit more aggressive. I'm running a community challenge as well. There's a lot going on here, but I'm running a community challenge where I'm testing my viewers' strategies, trying to find the best strategy. It's like a battle royale type style where the winners move on to the next round, and if a strategy busts or loses, it's knocked out. So we're testing your guys' strategies, and we're gonna be very aggressive today. And I got a lot to talk about too, so I would appreciate if you guys stay tuned, listen to like the things I'm gonna say, ask you guys as well. But yeah, it'll be a good episode, hopefully. But yeah, for day 508, we're sitting at $8,031. And our 1% profit goal for the day should be about $80. Our 4% stop loss to prevent us from busting the entire bankroll is $321. And since we went down like $6 since the last episode, I guess that's $8. Our net 1% profit goal would be $88. So we need to get $88 on the website today to get 1% for the day. And just to show you guys real quick too, this is our leaderboard for the community challenge. So we start off with a bunch of strategies here. Let me see real quick. Let me do a quick count. 21 strategies we started with, and this is the first round. And then we just kept progressing through each round here. And currently we're on round 4. So we have 6 strategies to run through. I'm gonna start with this first one today. This is a strategy that was submitted by 1K David 2000 in the Discord server. It's actually created by Dre. He's a YouTuber. This is his strategy, and I have my name against it because David didn't submit this, but I wanted to put it in this challenge to see if it can win. So yeah, this whole challenge is basically to see what strategies can consistently win. The farthest winning strategy, if it just keeps winning, it moves on to the next round. Hopefully, we get a really good strategy out of all this. But the winner will get paid $100, so I'm giving my community a chance to win some money and try to give me some more strategies to help grow the bankroll in the future. That's kind of the idea here. But basically, we're starting off with a bankroll size that I've been adjusting. I want to talk about that too. But for each strategy, I do a bankroll size, and we're trying to get 25% profit on each strategy with the starting bankroll. So that's kind of the first thing I want to talk about today. I already have this first one set up, so we're gonna hop into the website real quick. I'll explain this. I'm gonna talk about some ideas, some stuff going on, and yeah. So for this strategy, the way this works is a keynote strategy, and I'm starting off today this is our 4% stop loss, $322. I'm gonna be very aggressive today. We've been very safe recently. I'll talk about that in a second. But your starting bet size will be 4,000 of your bankroll. So you take your 322 divided by 4,000, we got 8 cents. We're gonna start off on medium difficulty. On win, increase by 0.5%. On loss, increase by 0%. And then your stop on profit and stop on loss is 100 times your base bet. So for us, it's gonna be $8. The selection is set up like this for the medium risk. This is what we're gonna run with. So I'm gonna start this. We're gonna get this going here, and we got our live stats pulled up. So this strategy has done really well. We've ran this a lot before this community challenge, and it made a lot of money. I think it busted maybe like 3 or 4 times out of like, I don't know, maybe like 20 to 30 times. Just kind of throwing in some numbers there. But yeah, the way this works is once we hit the stop on profit, we're good. We just move on and kind of reset everything. If we hit the stop loss, we will adjust the strategy with a couple tweaks, run it again, and then we just keep flip-flopping between 2 different, I guess, like styles or like betting strategies until we make profit. So today we're going for like 88 bucks. We're trying to net 1%, which I have not been doing recently. If you've been watching the community challenge, what I've been doing is really just doing, the first round was like 100 bucks per strategy, trying to profit $25. And the second, I don't remember what I did the second round, honestly. I don't know. But the third round, for sure, I know I did $200 per strategy. So we did $100 to start, moved up to like 200. I'm thinking for this round, since we have like 6 strategies, and the bankroll has been, it's been very flat. And partially due, I'm not blaming the community at all, I don't mean it like that, but partially due to the community challenge, I've been losing a lot with the strategy. So luckily I've been using a smaller bankroll instead of the 4% stop loss, which has been like $300 to $400 recently. Yeah, it's like in the mid 300s. I've been doing like $200 bankroll size, which has been good. We've been staying pretty flat, but I figured it's, these strategies are in the 4th round. They've already won 3 times. I'm thinking about kicking it up. I was thinking about going to like 300 bucks, but I figured the stop loss of 4% is like 322. So this strategy specifically, I know has profited a ton of times. It can bust, of course, with any strategy, but I have faith in this one a lot. So I figured today I'm gonna run with a 4% stop loss. Look at that. We just hit a 67x, on a 17-cent bet. I got $13. We're just trying to go for 8 bucks there. So we're gonna reset this back to 8 cents and just run it back. We're gonna reset everything, do a whole new sequence. But yeah, I'm gonna talk for a little bit here. So I got a lot to say, and I appreciate if you guys would hang in for the moment. I'll speed this up in a minute once we get through a bunch of conversation topics real quick. But yeah, think about, since we're in the 4th round, I should at least increase it to like 300 bucks. Since the strategy's doing good, I should start, throwing in some more risk, I guess. And ideally, these strategies have been doing good recently. They've been winning. They're in the 4th round. Hopefully they keep making profit. And if I keep increasing the starting balance, they'll hopefully make more money and kind of bring us back a little bit, because they're good strategies. That's kind of my mentality on it. So we'll see if that's a good move. It's kind of risky. Gambling recently has been pretty tough with the challenge, so I don't know if that's a good move. We'll see though. I gotta change things up a little bit. We've been very flat, which maybe using the lower balance is a good move, but it is what it is. We're gonna run with it, and yeah, we'll see. Unless you guys have any thoughts on that. But that's another point too. I'm gonna be on vacation, like I think I said in the beginning of the video, for the next week. So I'm trying to front load a lot of videos. So honestly, if you guys have any thoughts on that, I probably won't see them for the next couple videos here, because I'm gonna front load a bunch of stuff. That's why today I might do like 1 day playthrough, just so I can start stacking up videos, or I guess like days of playthrough to work with. Yeah. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. I think we need to start being a little bit more aggressive though. I know with recent events with the bankroll, we've been struggling. And the thing is too, I really want to start doing like other strategies and like doing some blackjack, like live games and stuff. We haven't done a lot of live games in a long time. But when it comes to the community challenge, I'm trying to keep track of the total profit and loss purely from this like community challenge. So the reason I'm not doing anything besides this is I want to track the like gambling profits and losses purely from the challenge. So if I do like a day of like blackjack or a day of like roulette or baccarat or whatever on live games, that would kind of mess with like the total profit and loss of the community challenge, which I could like easily like keep track of that too and like back it out. But I think it'd just be easier to do the community challenge first, get through that, pay out the winner, whoever wins, and then go back to other strategies I was doing beforehand. So it's kind of my mindset going forward. So we'll stick with it. I don't want to like throw in some other stuff. I don't want to like carry out the challenge for like 3 months. I kind of want to just like focus on this, get through it. I don't want to make you guys wait any longer as well. So that's the short-term plan right now, is just kind of run these strategies and hopefully we start making some profit. Other than that though, I got a few other talking points I wanted to discuss. Alright, so I had to pause the recording real quick, but this the first progression did bust. So what we do for the second progression here real quick is we double up our base bet. So for that's going to be 16 cents. We go to high risk and then select 2 more tiles. So we have 10 total. And then on win, we're going to go to 0%. On loss, we're going to increase by 1%. And then stop on profit will be 100 times the base bet. We're going to double that up to $16. And we'll run this one here. I've got a feeling today, the fact that I'm being more aggressive with like a bigger bankroll, this strategy will probably bust. That's just been my luck recently. But if you don't have bad luck, you don't have any luck at all, right? Yeah, either way, a couple other ideas I wanted to ask you guys and talk about some things I've been thinking about and get your thoughts on it, because you guys are obviously, you know, the squad, the community. Crazy hits right there. That was good comeback. But couple things, and like I said, I want to hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. Maybe listen to a bunch of these first before you like leave a comment. But I mentioned this before in the Discord. I don't think I mentioned it on YouTube, and I should get better at that too, because I know like there's a big YouTube crowd compared to like the Discord. I think there's like 390 people in Discord, maybe like, well, I have like 4,500 something subscribers, but I get like 200 to 500 views per video, so I don't really know how that like all works out. But either way, I was thinking about doing like a kick live stream. We just had a really good hit there too. That's pretty sick. I was thinking about doing like kick live streams, and like 2 different ideas on that. I'd probably do it like once weekly, and the original idea was to do like kind of like a research background conversations, I guess, like on like the whole challenge, different strategies, planning, and like that type of stuff. I guess for like more boring type content, I wouldn't be like gambling per se or like doing like fun stuff on camera. It would be more like research, kind of talking with you guys like live in the chat and everything. I'm like kind of just like planning forward, cooking up some strategies, cooking up some like game plans to like grow the balance, new ideas, discussing my ideas, my mindset like live. So that was like one idea. And then other people like suggested I try, let me increase this to the next progression, go to 32 cents. So we're gonna double it up, go to medium risk, back to the first setup here. We're just increasing the bet size. So go back to 0.5, 0. This goes to 32, 32. I think that's good. Okay. Yeah, a couple people suggested I like do the challenge on Kick live for a couple different reasons. I think it'd be kind of cool too to like have people live. I don't want to say they control what I do, but have like an input live on like the games or strategies I'm playing. I think that'd be kind of fun. Maybe like once a week or something. Or just to like watch me play live. That'd be kind of cool. Something different, something kind of cool to get you guys involved more. But the only thing with that, I feel like to turn that into like a YouTube video would be like super long, maybe like kind of awkward if I'm like talking to people live in the Kick stream and then like, posting on YouTube. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that, because I'd be down to do that too. Maybe not all the time. Maybe like, you know, once a week, once a month to do that, or do like the research type stuff in the background. Like, you know, every week of the month, like 1 week of the month, we do a live session where you guys can like have input and stuff on the challenge for that day, something like that. Yeah, any ideas? Open to a bunch of stuff that'd make it like more fun for you guys too. But yeah, I want to kind of start kick streams maybe, just to like try something a little bit different, get more involved with the community. I've talked about that before, but I haven't got like a ton of feedback on it, and I think it's more or less like whatever you guys would prefer. I'd be down for a ton of stuff. Which kind of leads into a couple other things here I want to talk about as well. A little bit off topic, but I was thinking about sharing my net worth with you guys, my personal net worth, and maybe doing like monthly updates. Right now I track my net worth quarterly, so every like 3 months I track my net worth and how like my investments are growing. And I just personally, I think it's good to track things. Obviously, if you couldn't tell from my challenge, I like to track a lot of stuff. I think it's really good to do in life, especially with like finances, obviously, but yeah, even with the other stuff too. If you guys are interested in that though, I would be super down to be a lot more open with that and like share my net worth and how I got there, what I do to like grow my net worth and stuff like personally, which again, that's like super off topic from this challenge. I know this is like a moonshot type, like super risky, kind of a fun thing. It's not like, you know, this isn't my own money. It's all bonuses and like, you know, stuff I just like grown over time. But if you want to see like what I do personally, I'm not trying to be like, oh, we gotta increase this again. Oh, it's getting deep. I'm not trying to be I don't know, I want to say cocky, but obviously I've been pretty locked in the sense of like finances. Again, I've talked about this before, but I know people probably don't see every video, but I've been doing my own stuff since I was like 18 years old. So I have a lot of experience. I work in that industry and stuff. So I think it'd be fun to share that. But if that's something like no one would ever care about, I'm not going to just like throw stuff in your face. But yeah, I think that'd be cool to do. Maybe like monthly updates on my net worth, talk about like how I manage my money, how I invest it, and just like, I won't say advice, but like my personal game plan and like kind of how I operate. So that's something I'd really like to do though. And I've always just been hesitant on doing it because I don't know, I feel like people like aren't interested in that. They're more interested in like this type of content. But let me know what you guys think on that. And then that kind of leads into like another thing too. A lot of stuff here. I've been thinking about ways to kind of change things up recently. That's a crazy hit. 63x on a $1.31 bet. $82. That's pretty sick. All right, let's go back to base bet here. Back to medium, take off these two. Go back to 0.5, 0, 8, and 8. Yeah, but I've been thinking about ways to like grow the channel because I feel like we had like the very core group of, you know, you guys are all like super locked in. It's crazy that you guys, I mentioned this like here and there and stuff, but I think about it a lot, how you guys like all consistently watch me. I think it's so crazy that people are like interested in this type of challenge and you guys come back every other day to watch it. I think it's nuts. It's super cool. But I would do kind of want to expand a little bit too and maybe get like some more people involved, bring like just build the community up a little bit. So I've been thinking about doing like shorts and maybe like an Instagram page or something too, but I'm all like super locked in on that stuff. So if any of you guys have any interest in, I guess like interest or skills in making like YouTube shorts or like Instagram content, I guess it'd be kind of similar though. Like, yeah, I guess like just short form content, taking stuff from like these videos and maybe just like clipping it or something. If that interests anyone, DM me on Discord or shoot me an email. I think my email should be in like my YouTube channel if you don't have a Discord. But if you have Discord, you can join the server in the description or the pinned comment and just shoot me like a DM if you have any like short form content experience or if you want to like learn how to do that stuff. I mean, I'm pretty laid back, dude. If you just want to like learn through me and like use my stuff as like a test run, something you've been thinking about doing, hit me up. I'm super chill, laid back, so But I think it's a good move. I'm trying to grow the brand a little bit, and I think that's kind of my mentality for like the net worth stuff. Talk about my own finances, talk about, you know, doing short form and stuff, kick live streams, get like a little bit more out there, because, you know, the whole concept of the challenge is to be smart with your money. I know, obviously, gambling, and I say this all the time, it's not smart. Gambling's terrible, but I think that's like a fun, risky way of trying to grow the bankroll. But I think it'd be cool to grow the community a little bit too. Maybe get some more input. I think recently we got a lot of people in Discord that are a little bit newer. They've been kind of sharing their thoughts and stuff, so it's always good to see. Yeah, even with like thumbnails too. I'm not an expert when it comes to thumbnails, so if you guys, anyone's interested in that as well, hit me up. I'm pretty chill. If you have any interest or ideas for like changing the thumbnail, I literally post like the same template for every video, and I just use AI and stuff. But it's easy, and I don't have Photoshop anymore. I used to have it back in the day, but it's time consuming, and I'd rather have someone that's like good at it help out. So if you guys are interested in that, hit me up. Super open, always open to chat. And then I've also considered this too. So that's like a bunch of YouTube stuff. I want to, you know, kind of grow a little bit more, just being kind of open with you guys. I'm not gonna like completely change up a bunch of stuff. I just want to kind of like add stuff to what I'm already doing. Like I always say this too, when I have these ideas, is I'll never like stop the challenge, change the challenge. I would just add videos on top of it, like add the net worth, like doing that like once a month. That's like super easy if people actually want to watch that. That wouldn't like take away from me posting this stuff. Just trying to lock in here real quick. But yeah, not bad. Give me 1 second. 16. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't change what I'm doing here. It would all be like additional stuff. So yeah, I don't know. I keep thinking about it, but I feel like I don't get like a ton of feedback on it to like actually commit to it. So that's like, I think that's the thing that's like keeps holding me up on it. So let me know what you guys think on all that stuff, or at least like some of it. If like any of that interests you, or if it doesn't interest you, I'd appreciate that too. Even if you're like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard, don't do that. I don't care anything about your personal finances. Just do the challenge. But the last thing I've been thinking about too for this challenge, I always think of ways to change it up and to be smart about it. I've considered this recently. I don't think this would go over well with a lot of people, because I always try to like, what's the word? I don't know how to like explain it, but I feel like with most decisions with the challenge, I try to take a lot of feedback from the community. So I think this is clearly like my own thing, right, with the challenge, but I like to get you guys involved. I like to make it feel like it's a group thing, because it definitely is. At least I see it that way. And let me tell you my idea. I was thinking about like stopping gambling, like what I do now on video, for like a month, and just do sports betting, get bonuses, and like invest any sports betting profits and bonuses, and just see how the bankroll grows. I think this is like more of a recent thing too, because we're doing like pretty good sports betting. The stock market's been going up, crypto's been going down, gambling's been like super flat. But to be fair, that is mainly due to the community challenge. I feel like before the community challenge, I was definitely like struggling a little bit. I feel like really starting this has been very flat. We just profitable, so that's good. Let's go back to 8 cents here. Go back to medium. 8 tiles. 0.50. 8 and 8. Okay. But yeah, if I did sports betting for like a month and just the investing, just to see how it goes, like to compare it if I didn't gamble at all. Because there was a video I did kind of recently, maybe like a week or two ago, where I didn't like gamble for like 2 weeks because I had a bunch of days like stocked up, and I was like, I'm just gonna like not risk the bankroll or just skip like 2 weeks. So I made a bunch of profit from sports betting, and it was a really good increase. But if I do that for like a month, then I wouldn't have like any content to really post. I could just like hop in, talk about the changes in the bankroll, the sports bets, the increase on investments and stuff, but I wouldn't have any like live content like this. It would just be like me literally talking over a spreadsheet, which like I don't mind posting that, but I feel like it's like super boring to watch. So every video I post, I always try to have some sort of content like this to keep it like somewhat entertaining, because I'm like very low energy. I'm very, very chilled, laid back, stoic maybe, I don't know. But I've considered that just as like a test run to see if the bankroll would do good or better if I don't gamble at all for like a month. I could test that if you guys are interested in that as well. If I wasn't recording this challenge and like posting it all the time, I probably would try that, because I feel like that's a really good method. At least like recently, I feel like we'd be in way more profit if we weren't gambling. So we'll see. But then again, like too, I've been thinking on that subject, I've been changing the parameters of the challenge, like with this community challenge and the grand scheme of the big challenge. I've been like gambling with like lower bankroll sizes, like doing $100, $200 when I should be doing like the 4% stop loss. And yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's a lot of variables. I try not to like change too many variables at once, so I feel like it kind of messes with things. So maybe we just get through the community challenge and then like figure out some stuff from there. I don't know. But I'm trying to think of like new methods, because we're hitting that point too, and I always talk about this. I try to repeat stuff a lot because I know people don't watch everything. There's a lot of videos and like a lot of time per video. Some videos like 40 minutes, some are an hour and stuff. All right, so that progression busted. We're gonna increase this to 16 cents. Go to high risk. 2 more squares. 0, 1, 16, 16, and we'll rip it. Yeah, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. I have no idea. Beats me. Yeah, that's crazy. It is kind of late. It's like almost 1 in the morning. But yeah, man, it's crazy. I hate when that happens, and you have like a good thought, about to say it, and it just slips. The reason though, I guess I kind of, maybe, I don't even know what to say, but either way, this just popped in my head. The reason I started the challenge, I mentioned this recently too. I originally lost a bunch of money gambling, and I was doing a challenge on my own to recover my losses. So this was back from like 2024. Lost a bunch of money gambling on this website. Then I ended up trying to like grow my bankroll slowly to recover those losses, and then that kind of led into like this whole challenge, because out of the gambling aspect. So what I originally did is I lost a bunch of money, and then I started tracking volume bets on Instagram, like just purely on my own. I was tracking his stuff and just using purely sports betting, and it was working for a long time. Then eventually I started doing like this type of stuff on my own, and I would go for like probably like, I don't know, 10 to 20% a day. It was working for a little bit, and then I would hit some losses, and I'd usually get wiped out. So that's why I implemented the stop loss for this challenge, so I don't get wiped out. And okay, I think we're good. Yeah, I implemented the stop loss for this challenge so I don't get completely wiped out, and I lowered it to like 1% because I feel that's like way easier to get than like 10 to 20% a day. And it was working for a while though. And then yeah, I started recording it. So the reason for this is to recover losses in the past. I don't know why I'm even telling you, like I don't know how that correlates. that correlates to something that was on my mind. Oh, that's, yeah. Okay, that it all comes together now. Jeez. The reason I'm saying I should do a month of just sports betting and investing is to take the gambling out and see how bankroll grows, because that's what I did originally. I didn't have the gambling involved. I just did the sports betting based on volume bets, and I was like growing my losses back. I was like starting to come back from all those losses purely based on tracking him. So I figured if I entered the gambling on top of that, it would like help progress it. But it has, obviously. We're at like $8,000, so it's been doing really good. But I just figured, like, I wonder how that would work for a month. So yeah, finally got all my thoughts together. That was crazy. But yeah, that's why I've been thinking about doing maybe just like sports betting. Then I wouldn't have like any like content like this for a while. I'm actually like playing stuff. I would just be like talking on camera and giving some updates on sports bets, maybe some investment stuff. But it's another thing that's been bothering me too, is we haven't been able to get ahead enough to purchase like more crypto, invest in the stock market, and we've been staying super flat. So I want to be able to increase the bankroll and move some of those profits into the investment accounts, but we haven't been able to do that. So that's what's really bothering me too, because I think that's like that biggest play long term, is to have money invested. Any money that we're not using, try to throw it in the market. But yeah, it's been tough recently. So we'll see. I'll get you guys' thoughts on that, and maybe I'll do that in a couple months or so if you guys are interested in seeing like that progress as well. But I think this challenge will be like a constantly changing, adaptive thing, and I want to test a lot of stuff along the way. We're at the bankroll size now where I feel like I can do a lot of that stuff and it won't detrimentally set us back. I think we have the ability to test some stuff, or at least like set a chunk aside to do that. But I don't know. This is the type of stuff I'd probably do in like a live stream. Just get like live feedback instead of talking about it, getting feedback a couple of days later, and then like responding to it in a bunch of different ways. But yeah, those are my thoughts recently. I always think about this challenge. Crazy hit. I think that was a 67x. Brought us back big time. Yeah, that's gonna probably be it for the little bit of thoughts, a little bit of the challenge ideas, the YouTube expansion. If you guys are interested in that stuff, or if you have any experience with like shorts or thumbnails or anything, hit me up. I don't know, but I hope you guys are still enjoying it. Seems like we have a good solid base of people that are locked in. So, but I feel like I think about this a lot too, and that's just, I promise it's the last thought, and I'll speed this up. But recently, especially with the bankroll being like super flat, like plateauing, the $8,000 mark for like a month and a half now. If you guys ever played Far Cry 3 with Voss, the main villain, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. And that drives me crazy, thinking about that a lot. So I always try to like change things up. If I'm stuck, which I've been stuck for a long time now. If I get stuck, I feel like I'm like almost going insane, doing the same stuff over again and not making progress. Luckily, we have not been going backwards, which is fine. Rather, stay flat than lose like money every single day. But I question myself a lot. I'm like, am I just like insane doing the same thing over again, expecting to, change things up and like get a big win or something? I don't know if it makes any sense. Sounds a little bit crazy, but yeah, that quote has been like in my mind for like 2 weeks now. So also, that's a great game, by the way. If you ever played Far Cry 3, highly recommend. All right, that's enough rambling. I figured I'd throw a little bit of a rambling video in here. Been like locked in, just placing bets recently. So if you guys enjoy these little like talks where I just like chill and spill my thoughts, appreciate you hanging out. But we'll speed this up and I'll be back in a few seconds. All right, I got another idea. I know this is a pop back in here, but dude, two things. And these both coincide. The streamers or the content creators on YouTube, I'm not trying to talk smack, alright? People got their thing, they got their jobs, making money, whatever it is. But this happened recently, man. The streamers that, I'm not naming any names, I'm not trying to, diss people. It is what it is. The people that gamble, like, daily, okay? I'm sure we know a lot of these people out there. Dude, if they gamble from, like, $50,000 to hundreds of thousands of dollars every single day, I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. I'll admit it. People get mad at me when I say that. They will defend these people to the death. They're all sponsored by these websites. There's no way, bro. I was talking about this last night. I was watching someone stream. There's no way that people have that much money. They'll claim it's like all their own money, and they get paid from these websites and blah blah blah. They have like they have the what's that called? Like the code. That's a crazy hit. Holy cow. $6.12 bet on an 8x. I thought that was way more. Alright, we'll take it. We're really close to the profit goal. About 2 more progressions here will be good. Let's go back to medium. Sorry, let me just set this up real quick. 8, and then take these off. Okay. But yeah, the people that gamble like hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars in a day, they claim it's like their money. And I get they're paid from like the campaigns from their code, and they get paid from the website. They can they get refilled, they can cash out whatever they win or whatever. But dude, it's just like people will defend that to the death that it's like their money, it's all real. Yeah, part of it's probably real, some of it's probably like their own money. But dude, there's no way that's all real. I'm telling you, bro. If a streamer or a content creator is gambling like $50,000 a day, even 50 G's, I think that's like not big for a lot of people. Usually it's like 500,000, million a day. Even if it's like 50, right? You gotta think. Bust out the calculator. If they did that every day for a year, it's $18.25 million. 50 G's every single day. And I would think, I work in finance. If you're gambling every single day, you should have a ton of money, right? If you're willing to risk 50 G's a day, 100 G's a day, you should, you don't have like $1 million, right? You're not risking 10% of your net worth every single day, and you lose 10 days in a row, you're wiped out. So that means these people are worth, I don't know, like 200 to maybe $500 million. It doesn't add up to me. So I don't believe it, and I think it's very misleading. Just want to say that. So don't fall for that. These people that are gambling like these crazy amounts every single day, I think it's all fake. I think all of it's fake. Which people would disagree with that. They think maybe like half of it's real, half of it's their own money, half of it's like refill and stuff. I think it's all fake. I think it's all to trick people into gambling, but it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's all fake. I don't trust any of it. Don't believe it, bro. And I think that's the reason with like my net worth and stuff. I've seen a lot in the Discord. I mentioned this again recently. I know I always say that, so I repeat a lot of the same stuff, hoping to see that everyone sees what I'm saying eventually. But I don't want to see you guys gamble. Okay, it's a losing game long run. Wipes people out. And I think all these like streamers that gamble hundreds of thousands of dollars, they'll win millions of dollars with their bankroll and stuff. They play every single day. I think it's all fake money, not risking their own money. This challenge I'm doing, I'm using all bonuses. I'm growing it from scratch. That's all. I always mention that. It's very important because I think that's a huge deal, that you don't risk your own money. If you have bills to pay, you have rent to pay, you have maybe a family, significant other, and you're risking money gambling, it's disgusting. And I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want people to be encouraged to gamble. So that's kind of a lot of the talks I had earlier today was like shifting over to talking about my net worth, how I'm growing my stuff, because like this is not like, it's not a thing. Like what I'm doing, this is like for fun. It'd be sick if it works out. It's basically just like betting, you know, $1,000 on a meme coin, but it's like this whole challenge wrapped up into like a fun thing for me at least. And you know, I'm gambling, but like risking my own money, my hard-earned money. But I hate to see you guys lose your money. Like, see in the Discord and stuff where you guys will, you know, work your job, you risk your own money, you lose it, and I hope I'm not influencing you guys to like do that. Is my point. You know what I mean? Because I would never tell my best friends, my family, to ever do this stuff. Just want to clarify that. Okay. So that's kind of the idea with like sharing my net worth, how I grew what I have, which I have a pretty decent nest egg for my age, and I'll tell you, none of it's from gambling. I've lost more money gambling personally than I've ever made. So yeah, that's like kind of the driver behind all this. I don't want to become one of those content creators that encourages people to gamble, because it's not good, man. It's not good. But yeah, I'll probably pop back out here. But I just want to clarify that, and don't believe everything you see online. Trust the real people. Whoever you trust online, be careful who you trust. Crazy hit. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Cool. We hit the 67x on a 37-cent bet, and we hit our profit goal. We're back. Let's go. That's huge. Oh man. Okay. Sorry. I thought we were gonna bust today for sure. I was trying to ignore it, just talk the whole time. But that feels really good. Dang. All right. Yeah. Okay. So don't gamble. That's why I want to have all these other conversations, show you guys like how to actually grow your money. I'd rather see you guys invest and like grow your net worth and benefit from that way from me. I'd rather provide you guys more value than this type of stuff and think this is the way to like build wealth and stuff. That's my whole point with all that stuff I talked about earlier. Just want to clarify that. But I'm gonna update the sheet and I'll come back in 1 second. All right, so the keynote strategy that was submitted by me for David that he sent in from Dre won. So we're gonna move it on to the next round. Crazy strategy. I think that actually might go all the way. We'll see. If I had to place a bet on it, I would bet that one makes it. Strategy's goated. But yeah, we're moving on to the next round. So 4 more strategies for round 4. And I should probably label these too. I think that would be a good idea. So for the rest of the updates here, we have made some good profit today. Glad we took a little bit of extra risk and we used the entire 4% stop loss. We ended up getting 1.17% increase on the day. We had $99 in profit on the website. We only needed about 88, so we had an extra $10, which we definitely need after recent events here. But yeah, it's a good day for sure. So next episode, I'm gonna call it there. The next episode, we'll be leaving off at 8,194. Coming back a little bit. Hopefully these strategies keep getting some profit and we'll slowly work our way back up. We'll take it one day at a time, as always. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope if you did watch all the rambling I did, all the ideas and stuff, I do appreciate you. If you did watch all that and you're at this point and you watched the entire video, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. It really does mean a lot. You guys have no idea how grateful I am for all you guys. I would appreciate too if you leave a salute emoji in your comment so I know that you made it this far and I know you're a real one. Also too, real quick, I'm gonna flash this. It's a little bit secretive, but this is my net worth tracker back from like 2021. This is what I'm talking about. I track everything, and this is like my net worth. I would talk about, share with you guys, stuff like that too. But it's all here. It's all ready. It's just a matter of actually like filming stuff, talking about it if you guys are interested. Other than that though, I guess I should do the updates on the increase real quick. So for the day here, we went up a total, I guess it's pretty self-explanatory. We only did one day. Usually we do a bunch of days, but we went up $102 total between bonuses and the gambling profits today. So that's a good episode. We'll definitely take that. I think it'd be cool to do real quick while we're in here. trying to see when we started the community challenge. So right here, we are down $470 on the community challenge. Yeah, pretty rough, pretty rough. Not that bad though. That's really like a day and a half of stop loss. So it's all perspective, right? But here's where we're sitting at. We're sitting like right at this point. Yeah, we went up pretty good, then we came right back down, which is fine. We'll take it. Could be a lot worse. I'm not gonna be upset about it, but it's still frustrating. Here's our stats. I know some people like to see this stuff every video, but yeah, since April, for the past like 2 months, we are up about 673 in sports bets. That's why I was kind of talking about earlier, maybe just like doing that for a month to see how that progresses. And you know, we could just be up that much money and not gamble and lose $480. But that's, you know, a discussion for another time, I guess. Our crypto is down 20%, and our investments are up about 16%. Kind of like I was saying earlier too, I want to throw more money into crypto and buy the dip. We did a little bit last episode, but I want to throw a lot more in there, and we just like been staying flat. I don't have like a ton of funds to be able to buy that dip, which is frustrating. I'd love to throw like $1,000 into the dip right now and purchase at a 20% discount. So we'll see though. I'll try to squeeze some more money. If we can make some more profit in the next like week or so, I'll try to throw some more money in there. But yeah, I definitely want to buy the dip. Crypto's been tanking recently, and yeah, ETFs are doing great. Our bonuses are about 4,300, so try to keep getting those bonuses. And yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Yeah, thanks for letting me ramble today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. Don't gamble. It's a losing game in the long run. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Join the Discord server if you're not already in there. Until next time, or yeah, leave a comment with your thoughts or suggestions if you haven't already. With all the stuff I talked about today, I really appreciate you guys' feedback. I take all of it into account. I read every single comment, and I appreciate you guys a lot. So until next time, take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, peace.